Hey guys, here's Tim. A big reminder for all, so spread it out via links, Discord, just share it please. It's now called Tim J Design because I want mainly focus on the 3D and CG stuff. That's pretty cool, but I want also provide you with some other content. So for example, photography will come soon and other design areas. So the links are all updated in the description. So for example, my homepage, Instagram, Patreon, CG circuits, ArtStation and so on. And for now the new tutorial will be about these irregular spider webs. So I went out and I did make some pictures, some macro shots, nothing special, just for reference, and we will create something like that in the tutorial. So have fun in the tutorial and let's get started. First of all, it's pretty simple, that's the cool thing. So let's get here an empty geometry container and let's call this maybe non underscore uniform underscore web. Let's color it black and give it a round shape. Let's dive inside with double click and let's get the overall shape. We can deal with that later, but for now let's get the overall shape. It will be later procedural, so that's the good thing. We can change the shape. Let's get a sphere here. So first of all we will deal with the lines. We will get a sphere here and make it a polygon here. Let's get a scatter to scatter some points onto the geometry, maybe 25 points. Let's get rid of the origin stuff here. So let's hit D on your keyboard, go to guides and disable the origin gnomon. So let's make a point a little bit bigger. So let's hit D again, go under geometry and dial up the point size here a little bit. Let's visualize the point number. So we got 25 points here. Also in the geometry spreadsheet 0 to 25. Let's place down a copy the points because we want to copy the same sphere onto the points and we will get something like this. So the sphere we've copied on our points is way too large. So let's get an attribute randomize. So we don't want to randomize the color. So let's name this scatter on surface. Let's call this rand p scale. So we will randomize the p scale, so the scale of the spheres. So let's hit p scale, and let's get inside the attribute randomize. Under attribute name, CD is the color, and we don't want to randomize the color here. It's also a cool thing, but for now let's randomize the p scale. So let's enter here p scale to get something like this. Let's go under the distribution, hit custom ramp, and let's get this here out, and let's get a minimal size of maybe 0.1 and the maximum size, yeah, let's play with that here a little bit to get something like this. You can also randomize it here with the global seed, so that's pretty cool. And now we need more points. So let's get again the scatter here, so you can alt drag the nodes out and copy them, or you can just hit Control C, Control V to copy and paste. So let's connect this here and we will get some more points. So let's dial up the point size to 3 And let's get maybe 2500 points here. So now comes the pretty simple and cool part about this. Let's get and connect adjacent pieces here. So we will connect the single points here with polylines, and let's get the search radius maybe a little bit higher, something like that. Let's dial up 15 points in here to get something like this. Let's play a little bit with the values, and let's play a little bit with the values here. Let's get the radius down again, 17, something like that. And let's place down a resample. So we will resample the curve, and we will give the curve some more points, so maybe 0.01. And now place down a fuse node. While a fuse node, with a fuse node you will get some irregularity into the shape, so let's hit here 0.025, and you can already see you will get, without a fuse node and with the fuse node, you will get these cool connections here. Let's place a smooth here, and let's make this 50. Let's dial the filter quality down to 1, and you can already see we will get a cool shape here. And let's get a next maybe 500. And that's just basically it. So you will get these cool shapes here. And of course now that looks pretty, not so good. So let's place down at first a null here. Call it out web. So let's experiment a little bit. Let's get 5 here, so you get something like this. Let's get 25, but make the sphere larger. That's pretty cool. So now you can, let's disable the relax iterations. That makes a whole lot of difference. So now we will get some really cool shapes here. So disable the relax iterations, and now you can also play with the seed here and with the seed here above. And you can, for example, get a material here. So let's apply the material above. Let's just for now play a little bit with this kind of form here. Let's get a platonic. And platonic solid. So let's get it in here, and you can see it's now on the tetrahedron. Let's get a icosahedron, and you can really see how that affects the overall shape. So when you get a box, you will get something like more boxier look. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's get here 500. Let's dial it slowly up. Let's make 5000 here. Let's go back to 2500. That's a pretty good value, I think. Okay, let's get a quick random rotation on here. So attribute randomize. Let's call this rand rot for rotation, and the quickest way to rotate the geometry from the copy to points is with the n. So we will give an n, a normal to the points, and the copied geometry with the copy to points node will align to the normal axis. And let's get this here inside a sphere, and we'll get a random rotation, play with the seed a little bit, and you can see this is with the random rotation node and this is without. So we will get some random rotation here. That looks pretty good. Let's get here a dark background so we can see this better. So let's get a quick redshift setup. Let's make our stone light. Let's get a quick simple HDRI map in here. Let's disable the background. Let's have a look. Let's create a camera. Let's make it also a macro look. So these pictures here are photographed with a Sony lens, 90mm, 2.8. And let's get also this look, or try to get it. So let's make 90mm to get like a macro look. Let's get a good position for the camera here, or try to find a good position. Let's get something like this. Let's get the resolution up here. Copy the focus distance, so copy parameter. Enable the DOF, so the depth of field. And let's paste the focus distance, so paste relative reference. Let's get out of the camera. Yeah, it's also a pretty good focus point here. Let's get a shop network. Let's call this redshift. There we will create a simple material. And let's get a ROP network. And this network will call out. Let's also color it red. Let's dive inside, place a redshift node here. Let's leave it just at a default for now. And let's dive up. Let's go here into the shop network. Let's place down a redshift network and let's call this mat web. So material web. Let's go to the geometry tab here. Let's go to the strands, render object as strands. Let's disable for now the max tessellations, we don't need this. Go to the cylinder and under render let's pick the material here, so redshift material web. Let's dive into the camera and let's fire up redshift. So guys, I'm back after one crash. A quick reminder, don't leave the global scale multiplier at 1. Your redshift will probably crash. Let's get an attribute wrangle here. And let's make an own p-scale. So let's get here float at p-scale equals, and let's make a channel for that scale. And let's make the scale 0.001. So pretty small scale for now. Let's go into the camera and have a look. Yeah, that's way too small. So let's get the global scale modifier back to 1. Yeah, that's nice. So I just moved that to the side and I will adjust the camera here a little bit. let's get the focus point around here. So we will get something like this, and the depth of field is way too much, so let's get down to 0.1. And you will end up with something like that. Let's dive into the redshift material, and let's make a material. There is material. So you can play now, give it some gold look, some abstract look, or other look. So, but for now, let's make it a little bit more realistic for today. And let's get a glass shader. So, glass here. So it's like this. Let's move that to the side quickly. So you will get a little bit of refraction or transparency. And it's maybe a little bit too much, so let's change the roughness to 0.25. Let's zoom in. And let's make a quick rendering here. Let's dive some setting up, refraction, something like that. Let's get a little bit global illumination. That's don't do much, but let's enable it. Let's hit a bucket rendering. Let's make this a little bit bigger for you guys. So here's the focus point, here is the depth area. And I really like the look. It's not bad. So let's get into the IPR break. Let's get to the fixed scaling just for now. And dive up, dive in, and let's play a little bit with the overall seed here. And you can get quickly some pretty cool structures. So I think that's it for this tutorial. So play with the seeds, and play maybe with the width, or in the redshift case the p-scale, for the thickness of the lines, with the material also. And I will see you in the next video. And just for now, again, the quick reminder, all links are updated, and now it's Tim J Design. So I will see you in the next video.